for this. I seen this on my suggestion. I seen this one in a horror quiz. I feel like zombie survival's cooler, so we're gonna do this. Most people choose wrong.
Out if you'd survive a zombie apocalypse.
Would I survive a zombie apocalypse? Now, see me, I really think that I could. I really think that I could. I don't. It depends what zombies we messing with. But if it's Walking Dead zombies, I really don't think it's that crazy. Like it's not that difficult. Um, I think the main problem is the people, not the zombies. However, if we get onto some other stuff like what Last of Us, I haven't played Last of Us, but I heard a little whatever they be doing to like the clickers and stuff, or what's another one? Or whatever zombie media where they be running full sprint at you, or what is it? Dang, I feel like I just watched one recently. I can't think of it. Was it? I think I might be thinking of Weapons, which that wasn't really zombies, but that wasn't zombies at all.
This is a quiz to find out if you'd survive.
I say all that to say I will survive.
Not movie logic, not
the
gamer
basic
instincts, actual survival decision making pulled from disaster studies, urban collapse scenarios, and real world psychology. It's 28 questions long. Some of the questions are easy, most of them are not. For each of the questions, you get 4 options to pick from, and I'll tell you the right answer and explain why the others most likely will get you killed. As we go through the quiz, you should keep track of your score. You get 1 point per correct answer. And at the end, I'll tell you whether or not you'll last. So before we begin, I'm going to give you some context as to this world and also the scenario so that you can make informed choices. So this quiz, right, this scenario, it uses classic slow-moving zombies. So classic infection-type zombies with moderate hearing and smell. They have poor eyesight, especially in low lighting. These zombies will notice if you're loud, if you're fast, or if you're bleeding. In terms of how to defeat them, the zombies don't feel pain. They don't bleed out. The only tried and tested way to destroy them is by destroying the brain. And they don't stop unless you hit a central nervous system, so when you're picking weapons, that's what you're aiming for. In terms of how the virus spreads, or how people turn, the virus spreads fast. People say it's from bites, maybe blood. It's not airborne as far as we know, but if someone gets it, they turn fast. To give you some context of you...
Oh wait, I was thinking All of Us Are Dead. No, those zombies, they're kinda, I don't know, kinda crazy, kinda not. It's like in the middle. I feel like it depends on the scenario. Because I think that's also survivable. You just gotta be on your toes more.
In an urban area with 2 other people, so it's like a medium-sized city, pretty densely populated area with like the infrastructure of what you get in an urban area. So public transport, accessible supermarkets, roads, etc. I hope you took some notes or you remembered those facts because they may or may not be relevant in deciding what you'll do. So again, I'll set out each question in turn and then the options, and I'll give you a couple of seconds to pick your answer. I'll tell you the right answer after each question and give you an explanation as to why that's the right answer. Feel free, obviously, to pause the video to take more time if you need it, and most importantly, keep track of how many answers you get right or wrong for your final score at the end. And without further ado, let's begin. So you've just confirmed it, it's a zombie outbreak. You live in the 2nd floor apartment in a medium-sized city, and it's the first 10 minutes. What do you do? Option A, leave immediately by car and head towards the countryside. Option B, grab a backpack and head on foot to the nearest supermarket. Option C, wait a bit, gather information, and then leave before nightfall. Or option D, stay put and begin fortifying your home.
Okay. So, hold on. Let's think about this. It's the first 10 minutes. Is it the first 10 minutes of like the zombie outbreak itself, or is it just the first 10 minutes? It's just the first 10 minutes of me realizing it. Did I realize late or did I realize early, you know? You can see what I'm saying? But either way, I don't think we fortify our home because I'm in the 2nd floor of an apartment. If I'm staying cooped up in here, I don't think, like, let's say the first floor starts getting hoarded by zombies, or the floor above me, I'm assuming there's a floor above me, gets hoarded with zombies too. Or my floor. You know how hard it is going to be to get out of that? So I'm not saying D. Leave immediately? I don't know. I don't have nothing ready with me. If I just leave, then what? I gotta at least get some stuff. So I think grab a backpack and go on foot to the nearest supermarket. You know how crowded that store gonna be? Everybody gonna be there. I think I'm gonna pick C. Wait a while, gather info, then leave before nightfall. because that kind of lets like the big rush of people get out the way first. And then but before dark though, I go out and leave. I think I'm gonna say C. Oh wait.
So the correct answer is option D, stay put and begin fortifying your home. So the reason that this is the right answer is because leaving in the first wave is often one of the riskiest things that you can do.
That's what I was
thinking.
thinking.
During the first wave of an outbreak, infrastructure breaks down basically instantly. The roads are full of accidents and abandoned cars, emergency services are overwhelmed or completely gone, and if you're in a vehicle, you're likely going to get stuck. And if you're on foot, you're probably going to be exposed. Another reason to stay put is because you have more control at home. You know your layout, your entry points, and what you have at home. You're able to block doors, ration supplies, and also reduce noise. All in all, staying put has fewer variables and more you can control, and there's also just less visibility to the outside world and its threats. Public spaces during this time are basically chaos zones because supermarkets and gas stations are early hotspots for violence, looting, infection spread. The majority of people that die early in disaster events do so because they go out thinking that they can grab more supplies. Another reason to stay is because waiting often gives you more information. In the next 12 to 48 hours, you'll learn what's happening, where to go or avoid, and whether there's an organized response. And so people who leave immediately often walk into blind danger. The only exceptions where leaving might be the right choice is if your building is actually compromised, like if there's an infected person inside and there's no way to secure it, or if you have a clear escape plan with pre-packaged supplies and like a safe destination, or if you live somewhere that's completely indefensible. So for example, there's a glass storefront, or you're on the ground floor, or if there's wide entry points. But other than that, the safest thing to do is to stay and fortify and wait. So you've decided to stay put and...
So what happens when I stay put and then I got zombies on my door? And then there's zombies outside, so I can't go out the window. I'm just dead. Okay, I guess I see it, I understand that. But at the same time, I chose to wait, so I still get that information. I'm waiting and I'm leaving. I got the best of both. That brings me at a
first wave in your apartment. You've locked the doors, you've pulled the curtains,
points.
And you've confirmed it's a real outbreak. What's the smartest next move?
So
Option A,
house,
start moving heavy furniture to block entry points. Option B, fill bathtubs, sinks, and pots with clean water. Option C, inventory your kitchen and make a ration plan. Or option D, turn on the news and call your loved ones for updates.
Well, I'm sorry, but it's definitely not D. Because as tragic and crazy as that sounds, that's not gonna help me, you know? I don't think it will. But at the same time, why can't I just do all four of these things? The smartest next move. So I can do, but my very next move, I think, would be filling the bathtubs, the sinks, and the pots with clean water. Because water, that is essential. I need water. After I do that, I could just start it, just turn all the faucets on, move the furniture. Turn everything on, turn the news on, call people. As I'm talking, move furniture. After I'm done moving the furniture, inventory. There we go. But I can't do that, obviously, so I'm picking B.
The correct answer is option B, fill all possible containers with clean water. So
Okay,
the
I got
reason
one
this is the
point.
right answer is because in disaster scenarios, especially when infrastructure is unstable, water is often one of the first systems to fail. City water might stop flowing or become contaminated within hours of
Immediately. I'm
an
not
outbreak.
trying to
And
drink
since you're at
some
home and you have a
nasty
bathtubs
dude
can act as
water.
large reservoirs for washing or flushing, and pots, bottles, and kettles are drinking
And when I
water
need to clean
reserves.
myself,
Because
too,
the power
you know?
might cut out at any time, this is definitely the most important thing to do, and you should fill any container while the water pressure is still on. So why are the other options not correct? So option A, if you barricade, this is important, but time-sensitive utilities come first. For option C, ration planning,
That's what I was
again,
saying.
this is smart, but no food is a problem in 3 days, while no water is a problem in the first
Immediately.
day. And option D, turning on the news and calling your loved ones, that sounds useful, but communication noise risks attention, and you can also gather that information after securing the basics. Okay, so
No,
it's 15
I
minutes
agree
in,
with
containers are full, the pressure is dropping, the
second
power
one.
is still on, but it could cut out at any moment. What's the smartest next move? Option A, inventory food in order of perishability and set ration sizes. Option B, stand on the balcony to gauge how many people are on the street.
No.
Option C, drag a bookcase against your front door for extra bracing. Or option D, write a visible note on your front door saying a lot.
Okay. Containers are full, pressure's dropping, power is still on, but could cut at any moment. So after that, it's just like these answers are so like alive inside uninfected. I could write that in a second, put that on the door, and then do something else. Hear me out though. I think I really am gonna do D because after like things get serious, if I'm really hunkering down in this place, I'm not gonna have time to write it, like drag all the stuff I use to to cover my door up. I'm not gonna pull the bookcase out, pull the furniture out, and then write a little note and do that. Or even better, because what was I just saying? No, even better. Once zombies start really roaming the halls and stuff, I'm not gonna have time to stick my arm out and like slap a note on my door. What if I get bit? So I think it is best to do it while it's early and while it's not in my area. So then if help does come, hey, somebody's in there. Let's go check them out.
Live inside, uninfected, in case help comes.
I'm saying D.
So the correct answer here is option A, inventory and ration food. So the reason that this is important is because a calorie plan prevents panic eating and also using fridge power while you still have fridge power. Option B is incorrect because this makes you a visible target. Your silhouette against the sky is bait for both infected people and opportunistic survivors.
Okay, opportunistic survivors, because don't the zombies have bad eyesight? How are they gonna see me?
And it's not worth the risk this early. Option C, bracing the door, is not wrong, but it's slightly premature. You're still gonna want flexibility to move between the rooms and also possibly scavenge from your neighbors or adjust sound or light control. And option D, the front door note, this might emotionally feel smart, but ultimately it's a liability. This is because it draws attention to your apartment and it also gives away the fact that someone is alive inside and likely with resources. It also just increases your risk of being targeted by desperate people, and there's—
That's true. I'm thinking zombies. I forgot. What did I just say? Zombies aren't the problem here. It's people. People always be doing the most in zombie apocalypses. Why are you trying to come into my apartment? I'm surviving. Go do your own thing, You trying to come jump me for my supplies.
There's no guarantee who reads this note. So you're an hour into the outbreak, the supplies are counted, you shared the space with your two flatmates. What's the next priority?
Wait, I got two flatmates? I didn't know it was me and two other people. Okay.
Establish a silent alert or knock code for movement inside the flat. Option B, cook a large hot meal before the gas or electricity dies. Ooh. Option C, assign one person to sit by the peephole and watch the hallway.
That's
or
boring.
Option D, start binge charging every device you own.
Charge. Is this really a question? Establish a silent alert knock code? I'm not doing that. Like, what? Cook a large hot meal? No. Even though that sounds delicious right about now. No, I'm not, like. Or, hear me out, we have two other people. Hey, person A, go cook me some food. Person B, you could start establishing a knock code. I will charge all the devices, But no, in all seriousness, I'm saying D. Why would I not charge everything before the power and everything go out? Then I'm not going to be able to.
So the correct option is option A, to have a silent alert system. So the reason this is the right answer is because having discipline in how you communicate can stop accidental shouting, accidental noise, and door opens later. Hot food and device charging matters, but all of these other things can wait until rules against loud mistakes, which are potentially fatal mistakes, are put in
But can the power not go out at any second though?
place. Okay, so you're now 2 hours into the outbreak. Communications are set and it's still quiet outside. What do you do next? Option A, pick one windowless interior room as the fallback or the sleep space. Option B, clear the hallway outside your unit of any loose objects. Option C, start boiling tap water to sterilize it while power remains. Or option D, spread your stored water containers across different rooms in case of a breach.
I'm saying A. Because once we select that room, why would we not set it up to be like, why would we not set it up to have the water, to have the food, to have the blah, 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 blah. So I'm picking A.
So the correct option here is option A, designate a fallback room. So the reason this is the right answer is because if the outer flat is breached, you need a last line of defense already chosen. So this is about prioritizing worst case preparedness before it's too late. By the 2-hour mark, we're assuming you've already secured water, you've already locked down and you've gone dark, and also the initial chaos has passed, but stability is still fragile. So option B, clearing the hallway of loose objects, is a good idea, but it's not really worth the risk of sound unless there's an active threat outside. Option C, boiling the water, sounds smart, but you've already filled containers at this point, and the tap water is still running, so it's not yet unsafe. The power right now might stay on for hours, or it might just cut suddenly, but even then, you can boil the water from the fallback room later. Boiling it right now just creates unnecessary heat, noise, and smell, which are all signals that you want to prevent early on. And finally, D, spreading the water containers around the room. This is like a good idea, but it's minor optimization. Obviously, if you're breached, you don't want all of your water in one place, but again, if you're breached that badly, the whole flat is essentially compromised. And the fallback room should already have its own mini storage. Okay, so you've made it to the end of day 1. The barricades, water, food, signals, safe room, and hygiene are all handled. What should you do to finish the day? Option 1, stay awake all night in rotating 2-hour guard shifts. Option B, start a small cooking fire on the balcony to reduce indoor smells. Option C, signal from a window in Morse code that survivors are inside. Or option D, mentally map a 10 to 14 day isolation timeline and nightly routine.
I'm gonna just say D because A1, I'm not staying up and guard shifts. I'm not doing that. Like, I'm just gonna overwork myself. Ain't nobody doing that on day 1. We can sleep peacefully, y'all. B, they're gonna smell my food, be like, ooh, I know they cooking down there. They're gonna come get me. See, I'm just like signal in Morse code that survivors are inside. Yeah, because I want more people to come into my apartment. No, we're not doing that. And then I just think D is the best because it's getting us mentally prepared for what we could maybe go through for the next couple days or months or something, you know what I mean? So I'm picking D. I don't want to attract people to my apartment. I learned my lesson.
So the correct answer here is option D, build the timeline. So the reason that this is the right answer is because this sets psychological expectations and also ration discipline. Setting fires, making signals, or having exhausting all-night watches just create risk without adding any immediate survival value. So it's now been 48 hours since the beginning of the outbreak. You've not heard any sirens,
2 days.
No screams, no gunfire, just silence. You crack a window and you listen, and movement sounds faint and far away. What do you do now?
Chill.
Option A, slide open the window a few more inches for ventilation because the air inside is stale. Option B, scan the street from behind the curtain for movement or patterns. Option C, step briefly onto your balcony and confirm how many bodies you can see below. Or option D, knock on the ceiling to check if the neighbors upstairs are still alive.
I think I'm gonna pick B. Cause I feel like I'm gonna say A. Like I want to pick A. Cause I'm on the second floor. I don't think nothing gonna go wrong if I open up the window just a little bit. Nobody's gonna see that. Nobody's gonna notice. Nobody's gonna jump through the window. But I feel like if I say A, she gonna say a zombie gonna be inside my apartment. So I'm not gonna say it. C, I don't see the point in doing that. I don't want to do that. I'm not leaving the apartment, so I don't care to know how many bodies are below. And D, I'm sorry, neighbor. We would know if he's dead because we would hear like because he's my upstairs neighbor. I don't know if y'all heard that, but like we would hear the banging or something. And then B, I think B specifies behind the curtain, which makes me feel like it's correct. So I'm picking B.
So the correct answer here is option B, scan the street discreetly. So the reason that this is correct is because in the 48-hour period, this phase is about information without exposure. If you're looking quietly through a covered window, this can give you insight into movement without sound or silhouette. Opening a window or stepping outside creates unnecessary noise and profile. And
Opening my window is not gonna make that much noise.
Knocking is an even worse idea because you don't know who's alive or what they'd do if they heard you. You suspect that the apartment across the hall is abandoned. The door is cracked. What do you do? Option A,
What do I do? Nothing.
enter quietly and search it for supplies. Option B, close and secure the door from the outside to prevent risk later. Option C, leave it untouched. Or option D, knock once, wait, and then cautiously enter with your knife drawn.
Hold on.
Knock once, wait, and then cautiously.
Wait. You suspect that the door is cracked. Enter quietly, search for supplies. No. Close and secure the door from the outside to prevent risk later. Leave it untouched. Knock once, wait, then enter cautiously with the knife drawn. Now, see me, I could do D. I could just go in there, and if I see somebody, that's not like a knife stab motion. I don't know. I don't know about that one. I think we could leave it untouched, though. I think that's the smartest thing. I think it's the smartest thing, so I'm gonna leave it untouched. Or close and secure the door from the outside. It would still be unlocked. But I just say let's just close it. Let's just close it, because if we close it, we can always go back in another time. You know?
So the correct answer here is option A, enter quietly and search. So the reason this is the right answer is because at this point, controlled scavenging is strategic. If a room is clearly empty, it's better that you take its resources before someone clearly more desperate does. Avoiding all unknowns also isn't sustainable long term. Don't knock, don't announce, don't waste the opportunity. At night, you hear footsteps and whispering outside your apartment door. It's clearly human. What do you do? Option
Clearly
A,
human.
Stay completely silent. Don't move. Don't make noise. Option B, whisper to your group to grab weapons in case they come in. Option C, make.
Okay, I would say B. But I feel like she's gonna say that they're gonna hear us, which, think about this, we're in an apartment complex, right? You gotta think there's probably a lot of noise going on outside. These people they're doing their best to stay quiet or whatever. But there's noise outside, there's other noise. Us whispering and doing like slight moving around, I don't think that would be loud enough for them to be like alerted and be like, oh, there's people in there.
A deliberate sound to show that you're at home and you're not worth breaking in. Or option D, wait for them to move on and then open the door quietly to check.
I'm saying B.
So the correct answer here is option A, stay silent. So the reason that this is the right answer is because this isn't the time to act. Silence is your defense. If they're looters, they'll avoid resistance, and if they're panicking, noise can make them choose your door. If they're infected, sound draws them. You only move if they try to enter, and even then, you don't speak. Your flatmate whispers too loudly during a routine water check, and you hear a
I disagree with that. I disagree.
muffled groan from somewhere in the hallway a few minutes later. What do you do? Option A, take a position at the door with a weapon in case someone comes through. Option B, quietly relocate everyone to your fallback room and lock the door. Option C, tell them to stay put and go investigate alone while it's quiet.
No.
Or option D, whisper sharply at them, telling them to shut up and listen.
I mean, none's gonna break down my door. Not one zombie. I would say A. Whatever. Let me just say B, cause it's okay. We can go out that room after everything's cleared. We can go back into the main room. So I'm just saying B.
So the correct answer is option B, relocate to the fallout room.
Like,
so the reason this is the right
scary.
answer is because containment is the protocol here.
Okay.
Fallback spaces exist for this reason. You don't split up, you don't go hunting, and you don't escalate anything. This is defensive discipline.
Everything else, I mean, I agree, but that's not us like waiting at the door. I don't think that's escalating. That's us being like, oh, just in case they come through. You know, we're protecting the main area too. Little rhyme here and there.
Move to the stronghold and listen. If nothing happens, then you wait.
Yeah.
And if something breaches, you're ready. You overhear a broadcast on a still working radio.
I guess that's true.
Evacuation might be happening 6 miles away at an old stadium, but you don't have any further details and there's also no schedule.
I'm not going.
What do you do?
Those
Option
are always
A,
setups.
immediately pack and leave while the streets are quiet.
Nope.
Option B, wait 24 hours to gather more information or listen for updates.
Yes.
Option C, prepare a bag and scout the route before committing. Or option D, ignore it.
Ignore it? What would be the point in ignoring it? Why is that even an option? At the very least, just gather information about it. I'm gonna say B because I think C is saying I could prepare a bail bag, but it says before committing and I don't want to commit to it, so I'm gonna say B.
So the correct answer here is option C, which is prepare to move, but don't move just yet. So the reason this is the right
I would have picked C if that were the case, but I thought they were saying, like, before I commit to it, like, I still will commit to it, but before I do, I prepare a bag. I guess no, obviously, though, because A is also saying, it says immediately pack and then leave. Wait, no. Yeah, no, never mind. Whatever, fine. I'll just stick with my answer.
Correct answer here is option C, which is prepare to move, but don't move just yet. So the reason this is the right answer is because if you leave now, you risk walking into chaos or nothing at all. But ignoring it completely is also a gamble. The right call here is controlled
Ignoring
contingency.
it completely is
you
just
should prep a
stupid.
bag, watch for signals, and then assess the route. Okay, so you've gathered your bag, and now you have to choose one weapon to take when fleeing the apartment. What's the smartest grab? Option A is a long crowbar. Option B, a short machete. Option C is a steel baseball bat. Or option D, a cordless drill.
Drill, that's gotta be the literal worst. That's literally the worst. You gotta worry about, like, the power to it. And that's, like, a close combat. You know how close you gotta be for a drill to work? Okay. So I'm not picking drill. A baseball bat on some, like, hobby. You know, I gotta think about that nerve. The crowbar, I think the crowbar, because the crowbar could also be useful outside of killing zombies, you know? So I'm gonna say A. I'm gonna say crowbar. A machete could get dull and all that stuff. Baseball bat is also a good one. But
so the correct answer here is option A, the long crowbar. So the reason this is the right answer is because this is the weapon that you're gonna grab before leaving your apartment. So the weapon choice here needs to factor in, number 1, how lethal it is against zombies, especially skull trauma. Number 2, utility in the field, so how it works against doors, fences, or breaking into places. Number 3, durability and portability. You want a weapon that won't break and it won't slow you down. And number 4, ease of use under stress, so no skill or precision needed. The reason the crowbar is the best choice is because it delivers focused and dense impact, which is ideal for cracking skulls. It also functions as a multi-tool, so it can open doors, pry fences, break windows. There's no edge to maintain, there's no power required, and it's nearly indestructible. And basically, it works in both combat and escape. All in all, it's the most versatile survival tool that you can carry. The machete was a viable option, but it's risky. It's good in the sense that it's fast and it's light, and it's good for clearing brush or like cutting rope, but it's not really designed for hard impact because it can slice through soft tissue, but it might get stuck in bone. And remember from the beginning of this video, I told you that in order to defeat a zombie, you have to aim for its brain. And in order to get to the brain, you have to go through the skull. And a machete can get stuck in a skull or in the bone of its neck if you're trying to cut its head off. The baseball bat also looks like it could be a really good idea, but it's probably going to perform poorly. The reason for this is because it's unnecessarily heavy, it's tiring to swing, and also there's no extra function besides the intimidation. Bats also often glance off of bone, so it's actually not great for cracking skulls, especially—
Okay, I could hear you out on that, but bats aren't heavy. They're not heavy, and they're not hard to swing, because I'd be swinging the crowbar anyway. With all these weapons, I'm swinging. So I don't.
Actually, you were swinging at a bad angle. And the cordless drill is wrong because this might sound like a really good idea, but drills are not going to be lethal unless it's precisely placed. It's also going to require 2 hands, close contact, and also, most importantly, electricity and battery power. And once it's dead, it's useless, and there's no extra utility or intimidation value to it. You now go into your kitchen for a secondary weapon. Which of these gives you the best chance of stopping a zombie in close combat? Option A, a chef's knife. Okay. Option B, a wooden rolling pin. Option C, a butcher's cleaver. Or option D, a screwdriver.
In close combat, I'm saying the screwdriver. Yeah, I might think I'm crazy, but I feel like the knives are gonna get caught up. They're gonna get dull. That knife looks really cool though. Look at the pattern on it. I might pick it just because it looks cool. But in all seriousness, wooden rolling pin, I just don't like that. I don't want it. That doesn't sound like it would do too much damage. You know what it did do damage in though? Y'all, if y'all haven't seen it, go watch my Eden's Garden gameplay. That wooden rolling pin, it did something in that game. But I'm picking the screwdriver because Jane, wasn't she using like a screwdriver in Walking Dead in the game? I haven't seen the show. I watched it like the first couple episodes, but I didn't really watch it. But yeah, Jane, I'm going with the screwdriver because she was killing them zombies.
So the correct answer here is option C, a butcher's cleaver. So the reason this is the right answer is because a cleaver has the mass and blade thickness to damage a skull with short range strikes. The chef's knife is most likely going to be too thin and it risks snapping or getting stuck. And the rolling pin, it feels like a bat, but it's probably too light to do real damage, and as I said with the bat, most likely it'll bounce or glance off bone. The screwdriver here could be good because it could puncture, but it'll probably only go through soft points and you need perfect aim under pressure. Therefore, it's not the best option.
Don't worry, I got the perfect aim. Okay, I think that's the weapon.
So you've packed your small bag. And a local broadcast says that evacuation teams are moving towards a nearby stadium within the next 48 hours. What time of day do you plan to move? Option A, leave just before dawn. Option B, leave in the middle of the day. Option C, leave after dark. Or option D, leave right away.
Okay. I think I would plan to leave. I will leave, right away. Maybe right away is the right choice here, because if I leave after dark, what if everybody else is thinking to leave after, or not after dark, no, hold on, before dark, just before dawn? What if everybody's thinking the same thing, you know? Let me just leave right away. I have everything packed. Let me just go. Then she gonna explain. D is wrong because he would die immediately.
So the correct answer here is option A, leave just before dawn. So the reason this is the right answer is because leaving right before sunrise gives you both enough light to navigate without drawing too much attention, while most threats, either human or zombie, are less alert. Panic, and broad daylight also makes you way too visible.
Oh, it's gonna be
so you've exited your apartment and you're making your way towards the stadium. Before seeing any zombies, you spot a group of 3 scavengers near a parked car. One is searching the trunk, another is standing lookout, and the third is carrying a pipe. They haven't noticed you yet. What do? Option A, approach calmly and ask if they've seen safe zones. Option B, stay low and observe from a distance before deciding. Option C, circle wide and avoid contact entirely. Or option D, follow them quietly to see where they're heading.
Why? B. I don't need to think about it.
So the correct answer here is option C, avoid contact entirely. So the reason this is the right answer is because a wide detour keeps your location, your supplies, and your intentions secret. Early survival states that stealth is more important than alliance building. Option A, approaching calmly, is not the right answer because in early outbreaks, strangers are often scared and hyper-reactive. There's also no trust networks established yet, so it's more likely that they'll escalate or become violent or betray you. Option B, watching from a distance, gives you intel, but it burns time and it also risks you being spotted if they sweep their surroundings. And if they see you first, you lose initiative. Option D, following them, is also not the best answer because stalking unknown people is risky and you could walk into their base or another group. There's no true incentive to doing this early on, and if you're caught...
yeah, exactly. There's no point in doing that. Why would you do that? Also, B, I guess I could see how you say it's wasting time, but how long are we going to spend watching them? I'm not thinking I'm going to spend the next 5 to 10 minutes watching these people. I'm thinking I'm going to look at them, be like, oh, okay, they're taking food out of that trunk or whatever they were doing, and then go about my day.
You're seen as a threat or a potential ambusher.
I wasn't trying to spend the next half an hour watching them.
You end up crossing rooftops using ladders and fire escapes. On the next rooftop, you see a zombie standing on the far ledge. It's facing away and it hasn't noticed you yet. You need to cross that roof to reach the ladder.
Snipe it.
What do you do? Option A, move slowly across the rooftop, hugging the wall and staying silent.
Okay.
Option B, throw a bottle into the street below and lure it off the edge. Option C, try and sneak up and attack it with your crowbar. Or option D, wait for it to wander off before attempting the crossing.
I'm gonna just say B. It will make noise on the street below.
So the correct answer here is option A, move silently across. So the reason this is the right answer is because at this point, the zombie hasn't seen you yet. You're not blocked and you don't need to engage. Stealth here minimizes all risk. Option B, throwing a bottle, could work if you were on the ground, but since you're on a rooftop, sound travels unpredictably and also it could just alert more zombies below. Sneaking up to attack it is also not necessary since it hasn't noticed you yet, and it also puts you in close quarters with no backup plan. Option D is potentially a good idea, but waiting could take forever and it wastes daylight while giving up control. You're cutting through a narrow alley, and about 30 feet ahead, you see a zombie. It hasn't noticed you yet, but it's directly between you and the exit. There's an open side door to your left, a dumpster you could climb, and also a loose pipe on the ground nearby. What do you do? Option A, pick up the pipe and confront it before it gets closer. Option B, go into the side door and barricade it behind you to wait for a better moment. Option C, climb the dumpster, toss a small object away, and misdirect the zombie away from the exit. Or option D, dash past the zombie now while there's still distance.
Wait. I'm gonna say C.
So the correct answer here is option C, use elevation and misdirection. So the reason this is the right answer is because it has the best combination of both control of the situation and also momentum. Here, you're staying away from the action and you preserve your forward route, but you also don't trigger aggression. And you might be wondering now why a sound distraction is the correct answer in the alleyway, while on the previous rooftop question, I said that sound is unpredictable. This is because in the alleyway, you're in a contained space. So there's tight walls and there's short distance, and you can also see the zombie and it hasn't seen you yet. So here you're actually able to direct noise without just hoping that the zombie will react like in the previous question. And you have immediate visual feedback on how the zombie responds. And most importantly, you have escape options such as a dumpster, side door, or a fallback path. Essentially, sound is a good tool here because it's in a space that's controlled, tight, and you can control. Sound is dangerous on a rooftop in the previous question because that's a high exposure space because rooftops offer no cover. You can't see what's in surrounding buildings or below you, and a thrown bottle creates echoes which could travel downward and it could trigger zombies or other people on the street or in nearby buildings. Option A, fighting the zombie, is not the right answer because this is still too risky. You don't know if there are other zombies nearby or what's behind the zombie. And weapon or not, confrontation when you don't need to is high failure rate unless you're cornered. Option B, going to the side door and hiding, is a valid survival option, but you're now stuck in a closed building with its own unknowns inside. There's also no guarantee that the zombie will ever move on. So this option isn't wrong, but it's also not the best option. And option D, sprinting past, is also risky because one wrong move and you could get grabbed. You turn a corner and you see another survivor. They're alone and they're sitting on a curb. From your first glance, they don't look injured. What do you do? Option A, approach slowly and ask if they're headed towards the stadium. Option B, cross to the other side and keep walking without making eye contact. Option C, turn back and take a longer route. Or option D, make brief eye contact.
Okay, another survivor. They're sitting on a curb eating something. They're insane. They're out of their mind. You're telling me they're just on the street during the apocalypse, mind you, right? They're just on the curb, sitting, enjoying a nice PB&J. You're crazy. You're actually crazy. So, I think I'm gonna pick C. Let me take a longer route. Because if I make eye contact, I don't know what that person gonna do. If I don't make eye contact, then they seen me already. You know, they see me. I don't think it's gonna do a lot to just be like, get out of his eyesight.
Contact and nod.
Or their
and then keep
eyesight.
moving.
And I pick C. Definitely not approaching them.
So the correct answer here is option D, brief eye contact and keep moving. So the reason this is the right answer is because you need to acknowledge this person without becoming a variable. Making eye contact shows your confidence and the nod signals peace. Option B or C, ignoring or avoiding them entirely, could be read as weakness, and option A of approaching them is
read
risky.
as weakness? What do you mean? How is that going to be read as weakness? They're not going to see me. How? Like, I'm not even going to be in their mind. They're not going to know me. I'm not in their eye line, in their eyesight, and nothing. Not in their peripherals. They're not going to see me at all. They're not even going to know I was there.
You don't know their intentions or what they've lost. While climbing a fence, you slice your palm open on exposed metal. It's not deep, but it's bleeding. What do you do? Option A, cover it quickly with whatever cloth you have. Option B, wash and disinfect it before sealing it up. Option C, ignore it because it's too small to matter. Or option D, wrap it in plastic to keep the blood from dripping.
If I can, sure, let me just wash and disinfect since it's giving me the option. That sounds like a good thing to do. She better not say that it's gonna take up too much time. Like, you're giving me the option, let me disinfect it then. Sure.
So the correct answer here is option B, clean and disinfect it.
Nice.
So the reason that this is the right answer is because any open wound is potentially an infection point, especially if you're touching surfaces or dead bodies. Every small cut matters in an unsanitary environment. And here you're protecting yourself from both regular and zombie-related infections. You find gasoline and a lighter in an abandoned garage. Do you rig a Molotov cocktail for zombie defense?
No.
Option A, yes, because it's an explosive distraction and it destroys a zombie on contact. Option B, yes, but only as a last resort. Option C, no, because fire spreads unpredictably and it draws attention. Or option D, no, it's better saved for sterilizing tools.
Wait. I'm gonna say D. Bro, I was gonna say C. The correct is C. I was literally about to say C. I was between C and D though, but I was gonna say C. I mean, I'm still saying no. So I think I'm right either way. Fire really instantly kills zombies. Like, I was saying D because of C and D. Y'all hearing me? Y'all, you know? Okay. Alright, sure, fine. So, D is still good, but C is better, is basically what it says. But y'all can read it.
You're shelter in the back room of a corner shop when your route was blocked. It's a small space with one door, no windows, and a zombie has just stumbled in from the front. Inside this room with you are a metal drawer, a kitchen knife, duct tape, and a narrow closet with slatted wooden doors. You have seconds to react. What do? Option A, tape the knife to a broken broom handle and prepare to fight. Option B, hide silently in the closet and hope it passes. Option C, climb onto the metal drawer and prepare to strike from above. Or option D, make noise to lure the zombie fully in and then try and slip behind it and escape.
Okay, I'm going to say A. I feel like the knife is going to break off the broom, so I'm not going to say A. Hide silently in the closet with slated wooden doors. That closet sounds very brittle. What? Why have I been saying stuff like that? Brittle. Very brittle. It sound weak is what I'm saying. The closet sound weak. If it sound like the zombie gonna catch me. You know, and if they really wanted to, it sound like they could break through the closet, so I'm not saying that one. C. It worked for me before, climbing onto something else, getting the high ground that had worked before. I don't think D is it. I don't like that answer. So it's between A and C, and I'm gonna pick C because A doesn't sound like a good one either.
So the correct answer here is option C, use elevation and timing. So the reason this is the right answer is because standing on the drawer gives you both height, force, and also angle to strike the zombie. As established before, these zombies are slow moving, so if you wait for it to enter and then drive a downward strike where it counts, this is probably your best bet.
Okay.
Option A, making the DIY spear, is not a good idea because makeshift spears often are not going to hold up in real pressure. A taped knife is unstable, and if you have one shot to pierce its skull, it's most likely not going to come from a very panicked jab. Option B, hiding in the closet, is normally a good idea, but again, this closet has slatted doors and the room is too small. If the zombie even hears a breath or brushes against the door, you're trapped inside with no escape. And option D, luring the zombie in and slipping past, could work in a bigger space, but not here. As mentioned, it's a small room and you can't circle one in a small room and you have no idea what's waiting outside. So you've just successfully fought the zombie off at close range. You're unbitten, but it's blood splattered on your mouth and your hands. What do you do first? Option A, wipe yourself down with a towel or cloth. Option B, rinse with soap and water immediately. Option C, disinfect your skin with hand sanitizer. Or option D, wait and see if symptoms appear.
I'm trying to wait and see if I'm infected. No, B, yeah. Because it's gonna disinfect my skin and everything.
So the correct answer here is option B, rinse with soap and water. The reason this is the right answer is because if the virus spreads through blood, then you have to treat it like a biohazard. Soap and water removes infectious material better than alcohol.
I'm gonna eat the
and
soap,
sanitizer can't neutralize any contamination in the eyes or the mouth. Speed matters here, so waiting to see if symptoms appear is also a terrible idea. So by this point, all of your clean water
is that an option?
You find a puddle of murky water next to a corpse that's clearly been mauled by zombies.
Yeah, if I drink that, I'm next.
Option A, boil the water because heat kills everything. Option B, filter the water with cloth and then boil it. Option C, avoid it unless you have proper filtration.
C.
Or option D, dilute it with cleaner water and hope it's safe.
Hope it's safe. No, I'm saying C.
So the correct answer here is option C, avoid it without proper filtration.
I'm on a roll.
So the reason this is the right answer is because while boiling is effective against bacteria, it's not effective against all viral agents or chemical contaminants. And you don't know enough about zombie blood to know if it contains persistent infection particles. Option B, filtering with the cloth and then boiling, is also a bad idea because filtering only removes debris but not pathogens. You're inside a store with broken glass on the floor. A group of 4 zombies wanders in from a side entrance. They haven't noticed you yet, and you're crouched behind the checkout counter. What do you do? Option A, crawl quietly against the back wall to the emergency exit. Option B, stay completely still until they pass, even if it takes hours. Option C, throw a metal object to the far corner and sneak out the front. Or option D, try and separate one from the group and take it down.
I'm saying C.
So the correct answer here is option C, use noise tactically. The reason this is the right answer is because zombies react to sound, and you don't want them investigating your section of the store. Throwing an object quietly obviously creates false noise distraction, and it also gives you a chance to exit. Option B, waiting, was a valid answer, but it's a gamble on your time. And option A is a bad idea because if you can remember from the scenario, there's glass on the floor, and crawling on glass is just risk. Option D, engaging one, is dumb. You should probably know that by now. You should always avoid confrontation if possible, and remember there's a group of zombies. Other ones will hear. So you continue making your way to the stadium. You're almost there. When you're 2 blocks away from your destination, you realize that someone is quietly following you at a distance. They haven't called out yet. What do? Option A, call them out and ask them to identify themselves. Option B, pick up your pace, make several turns to test if they're tracking you. Option C, stop abruptly and wait for them to catch up so you can confront them. Or option D, turn around and start walking towards them to...
Well, I mean, why would I pick B? I know they're following me, you know? I think I'm gonna say C, because I don't want to call out and attract zombies. And I don't want to do D because I don't want to. I don't know. I don't want to. I don't have no explanation. I just don't want to do it. And C, I get to like catch my breath for a second and they get
intimidate them.
You know, I'm gonna just say C.
So the correct answer is option B, change your pace and test if they're following you. The reason this is the right answer is because if someone's following you silently, you should never confront them directly. Change your pace and take sharp turns, and if they match you, it's deliberate. Once you've established they are in fact following you, then you can break the line of sight and change direction. Talking to them or walking towards them gives them control, and you need options here that minimize risk. So you've just changed pace and you've made several sharp turns, and they match every move. So now you know they're deliberately following you. You're still 2 blocks away from your destination. What do? Option A, duck into a building, break the line of sight, and then exit via a back route. Option B, run the final 2 blocks to lose them and reach the evacuation point as fast as you can. Option C, hide in a shadowed spot and ambush them when they pass. Or option D, shout at them that you know they're following and threaten them to back off.
I'm going to pick A. Yeah, I'm gonna pick A. Well, okay, no, I'm not gonna pick A because I don't know what is in that building. Okay. B is I'm gonna run out of energy and a zombie could pop up at any moment and be like, I see you're tired, you know? C, I'm not gonna ambush them. I don't want to yell, so actually I think I will. I have to take
So the right answer here is option A, break the line of sight and exit from another route. So the reason this is the right answer is because breaking the line of sight is power here. Once this person can't see you, you regain tactical control of the situation. Entering a building also gives you many alternate exits, angles, and barriers. And most people that are following you don't.
Because what if there was a group of
don't expect sudden lateral movement. Most likely they're watching you for forward momentum. And if you break the line of sight, you now have options to either double back, wait it out, or have a more controlled confrontation on your own terms. Option B, running to the evacuation point, is a bad idea because it shows desperation, and more importantly, you're going to lead them to your only safe haven and potentially compromise it. Option C, ambushing them, is also a bad idea because even if you win, you risk injury or noise. And you don't know anything about this person, so it's very unlikely that you're going to control the fight. Option D, threatening them out loud, is also a bad idea because aggressive posturing only works if you have leverage in the situation. Otherwise, you're escalating a situation where that person might feel cornered or it provokes violence. So you've successfully evaded this person and you're now 1 block away from the evacuation zone.
Finally.
A lone zombie is blocking the gate entrance. It's slow, but it's fully alert and squarely in your path. You have a crowbar, a flashlight, a water bottle, and a cracked riot shield that you found earlier.
And I'm
What do you do? Option A, use the riot shield to push it aside and run past. Option B, blind the zombie with a flashlight and strike it over the head with a crowbar. Option C, wait for another person to draw its attention and then move. Or option D, throw your water bottle to the far side of the street and then rush through.
My water? I'm not throwing my water. I'm picking B. They say the riot shield is cracked, so I don't think A would be good. Even though I'm just picking B.
So the correct answer here is option A, push through with the shield. So the reason this is the right answer is because bypassing is always smarter if you have the option. And here, disabling the zombie is not necessary. A riot shield gives you both force and direction. Option B, fighting the zombie, again, risks too much noise and injury, and you're this close to the destination. Combat is unnecessary here if you have the option to redirect and move on.
So what if
For your best chance...
No, what if I'm with the shield, right? I push the zombie and it makes like a big boom, you know, like boom, and then it rings out. Cause y'all acting like the crowbar. I'm saying y'all, the people who did the test, the crowbar, it's not gonna be that noisy. It's not gonna be that much noise.
For survival, you should always avoid fights unless they're absolutely required.
Fine.
Option C, waiting it out, and option D, throwing the bottle, are not good because the zombie's already seen you, so it's unlikely that waiting it out or distracting it will be very good. So you successfully bypass the zombie and you finally arrive at the evacuation site.
Yes.
It's surrounded by high fencing, guards, and you can see a panicked-looking crowd nearby. You accidentally dropped your crowbar during the encounter earlier, and so now you're unarmed. What's the most strategic way to approach? Option A, push through the crowd because urgency signals that you need help. Option B,
gonna think I'm a zombie.
Nearby and watch how the guards treat incoming people. Option C, call out from a distance and raise your arms. Or option D, walk directly to the guards, show your hands, and stay silent.
I don't want to call out for a distance because I don't want to make the noise that's going to attract the zombies. So I'm going to say D, but what if they're like just shooting new people? You know what I mean? Like, what if they're like, yeah, you look infected, and they just shooting them? I don't know. The most to cheat. I'm going to just say B. Well, wait. I want to watch. I'm saying B. Because after I watch, I can then do D and walk towards them with my hands up in silence. I'm picking B.
So the correct answer here is option B, observe before approaching. So the reason this is the right answer is because evacuation zones are often unstable. You don't know if the guards are armed or overwhelmed. Option A, pushing in, could get you mistaken for a threat, and option C draws attention to you, again, without you having further context. Option D, walking up silently, can also be seen as evasive or, again, potentially confrontational. The safest thing to do is still to watch protocol, also be seen.
Walking up silently with my hands up, they're gonna think I'm a threat?
As evasive or, again, potentially confrontational. I guess, the safest thing to do is still to watch protocol and then mimic it calmly. So that wraps up the last questions, and we made it. So count up how many of the answers you got correct.
I got 14.
You should now have a score out of 28. So now I'll tell you what your score means and whether or not you would have survived the zombie apocalypse.
Okay.
So if you scored between 26 and 28, you would have survived. You're calm under pressure, you're tactically sharp, you're rare, and you're adaptable. Most likely, you would have lasted months into this outbreak, maybe even years. And you're the kind of person that other survivors want to follow. If you scored between 22 and 25, then you most likely survived the initial outbreak and you navigated long-term danger pretty well. You made some mistakes here and there, but luckily it was nothing fatal. With a good group, you're likely to survive. If you scored between 17 and 21, you'd likely scrape through the first wave, but stumble very often. You probably wasted unnecessary energy and you took unnecessary shortcuts. Survival for you is possible, but you'd need luck and good alliances. If you score between 12 and 16, your chances are unlikely. You're likely a liability to your group, you burn through supplies, you draw noise, and you probably also injure yourself. Unfortunately for you, surviving past the first few weeks is unlikely. And finally, if you got 0 to 11, then you're a casualty on day 1. You probably wouldn't make it.
You know, at least I'm no day 1 casualty, I guess, but I'm definitely surviving through weeks, months, years, decades, bro.
If you got 0 to 11, then you're a casualty on day 1. You probably wouldn't make it through 24
day
hours,
1 casualty
maybe not
is
even
crazy.
the first hour. Most likely, you'll be one of the first bitten and also first remembered in the what not to do in survival regions.
Dang.
Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it.
This
I know
is
this
a
is a
good
bit of a
video.
different video from you, so comment below if you liked these.
I'm saying comment below, what were y'all scores? Yeah, some of these objectively have multiple correct answers. I think there's like multiple things that could have been done that were right. Like some of my answers were right, I think. I really do think they're right. Some other ones I could see what she was saying, but some it's like, okay, I think I'm surviving.